Welcome to the Divorce Rehabilitation Podcast. It's your boy Kevin Carhee. Guys, before you get up out of here, please hit the like button. And if you want to subscribe, I appreciate that too. Y'all enjoy. Alright guys, let's go ahead and kick this thing on off. Before we get started, man, shout out to the free crowd. Crowd that's free of heartache, heartbreak, and heart manipulation. Man, stand up, give yourself a pat on the back, and don't ever put yourself back in that situation again. How to read women. How to read people in general. Now, why is this important? A lot of y'all are coming out of divorces, separation, and now you're ready to put yourself back out on the dating market, and you really don't have a clue. Some of y'all are going to go back out there and put yourself right back in the same situation with the same type of woman. Hell, a lot of y'all don't even know if a woman like you or not, if she playing you or not, if she got ulterior motives. Not to mention, a lot of y'all gonna use simp tactics. And we already know what's using simp tactics gonna get you. You already know that. Whether you know it or not, everybody on the face of the earth is putting out signals. The people that's all around you. To read those signals, it's based on how much knowledge you have. You have the ability to know what a woman is thinking without her ever opening her mouth. Now, I know you might think it's crazy. I know a lot of y'all think, man, this dude is full of it. With the right knowledge, you can get a glimpse into what a woman is thinking. And how you gonna do this is the question. Through body language. It's a proven fact that the mind is directly connected to the body. They play off one another. When a woman is attracted to you, her body will tell you what her mind is thinking. The better you get at this, the better you're able to read her mind. Your body got all the telltale signs. How you think investigators, and police, how you think they know criminals are lying? Because they study body language. They take all kind of courses on body language. Even as a parent, you read body language. Take, for example, if you got kids, you know when they sitting up there lying. You know exactly when they sitting up there lying. You know sometimes they might do some excess swallowing. They may do some sniffing, some sniffling. But depending on the situation, you know if they ain't got no cold, you know it's something ain't right. You know that they're lying about something. That's why a lot of time also a spouse can catch the other spouse cheating. It's not that they got this mythical power. They know that their spouse has a baseline personality, baseline routine. And when the timing is off, it automatically sends out a signal that something is wrong. That's when the spouse go to looking. That's when the spouse sit back and wait until the right time, so they don't set off an alarm to the other spouse, so that other spouse can start covering up their tracks. They just wait and sit back. But why are they sitting back? Because they know that the timing is off and that is something not right with the spouse. Now, I've been around females that give telltale signs all the time. And I used to didn't believe in it myself, guys. I used to think, man, this ain't finna work. Until I paid attention. I focused on what I had learned. I focused on what people say. I said one day, man, I'm going to try this out. I'm going to see if it's going to work. And guess what? Females did it. See, women have patterns. They have patterns that they do subconsciously that they don't even realize that they do. That's why I can sit up here and say what I say and mean what I say. And women be, you ain't no woman, you don't know nothing about women. What makes you an expert? Because I sit back and watch. I pay attention. Most women don't pay attention. They just too busy being entertained. Too busy trying to post pictures on social media. They don't pay attention to their routine. They don't pay attention to their pattern. That's why I can say this. I've been around females that when they get nervous, they get fidgety. They start playing with their hair. Guys, that's an easy telltale sign that they like you, that they're attracted to you. Especially when a female start playing with her hair. That's a telltale sign almost all the time. Now, it's time where they can just flip their hair back because it's always hanging down. But for the most part, when a female is around you and they start twiddling with their hair, they start fidgeting with stuff, then guess what, guys? She probably like you. Now, 20% of the communication comes through talking. Just 20% out of 100%. Just talking. Guess where the other 80% come from? Body language. Body language. Now, vocal tone also is a dead giveaway. A person with a strong voice, you can tell if you look at any group of people and they all start talking one at a time. The person with the softest voice probably got the weakest personality. Now, don't necessarily mean the loudest person in the room has the strongest personality, but the person with the strongest voice, 9 times out of 10, had the strongest personality. That's probably going to be your leader of your group, based on the directness, the strength, and the vocal tone. The way they walk. If a person takes long steps, walk with good posture, that tells you that, hey, that person is confident and they probably have a strong personality. A person walking with their head down, taking small steps, then that tells you they have a weak personality. And why is that important? Guys, a lot of time women won't consciously point this stuff out, but subconsciously, it's going into their brain. It's soaking into their brain. It's seeping in. And subconsciously, you giving off a signal that don't make her feel attracted to you. I tell y'all that all the time. Women work off of a force field of feelings. It's this big bubble of feelings around them. And whenever a signal is given off that makes them feel a certain way, then that's how you get a reaction from it. It's not so much what they're thinking, not so much as what they're saying. It's what they're feeling at the time. The spoken word, guys, is another way you can tell a person has a strong personality. Depends on what words they use. Weak people, most of the time they use words like, I don't know, maybe, I guess. That matters when you're around a woman. Maybe, I guess, I don't know. That matters. That tells the woman you're very undecisive. That tells a woman that you're probably not a leader. And it's not necessarily, like I say, she consciously gonna pick up on it. Subconsciously, it makes her feel a certain way. It makes her feel a certain way. Active personality, they speak in a direct manner. They use different kind of nouns and adverbs. And adjectives. Those are active personalities and strong personalities. And see, you flip it around and you look at women who are like that. Women that don't have use soft tone, or women that use direct tones and have strong personality. Why do you need to know that? Why would you need to know if she has a soft personality, a weak personality, or a strong personality? That tells you where the masculinity lies at, guys. If you're a masculine man, you don't want to be picking a woman that's masculine. Because guess what? Y'all going to explode. Y'all going to collide. It's not going to work. Eventually, she's going to overpower you. Or if she don't overpower you, it's going to be an all-out war. And eventually, y'all going to break up anyway. It's going to be over. And that's why you have to understand the different personality traits. Her childhood experience comes into play. Insecurities during her childhood. Being bullied. Now, I'm going to tell you how that work in men. A lot of time, guys, the guys that are bullied the most, those are the guys that end up in the gym working out by the time they're 30 years old, 28, 30. Man, them dudes looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger. They got muscle coming out of their neck. Why? A lot of time because they were bullied. And they made up in their mind that they ain't finna do that. They ain't finna get bullied no more. They ain't finna get bullied. Now, granted, not in every situation, but you find that in a lot of situations. Same thing with women. If other women bullied her during growing up, then whenever she get old, 9 times 10, she gonna keep herself together at all times. And for a guy to make her feel like she's not beautiful, it's gonna weigh on her confidence, her personality. Compliments come into a play. You know, you can give her 80% of what you're saying can be good, but the other 20%, it's like injecting something bad into her spirit, injecting something horrible. Why? because that's insecurities, and those are things that she had to deal with during her childhood of being bullied. A lot of time women grow up, dark skinned women grow up that a lot of the kids pick on them because they're dark skinned. Some of the women that may be a little heavier growing up, children pick on them because they're heavier. A lot of that plays in the part when you're dealing with a woman, and not understanding that, it puts you at a disadvantage, guys. The birth order: the oldest, the middle, and the youngest, the middle, and the oldest. And 9 times 10, it's always going to be the oldest versus the youngest. The youngest being a risk taker. Most of the time, your youngest children come out to be more successful because they're willing to risk it all. Now, the middle child, now they end up in the middle and not being heard. They fight for a voice. They fight for attention. That's why they end up being overconfident and arrogant. The only child. You'll hear a lot of women say, I need a man to spoil me. They spoiled me growing up, so I definitely need a man to spoil me. Guys, you get into a relationship with these. Well, first of all, you don't need to be spoiling no woman. She need to come into your life and integrate herself into what you got going on. And what you have going on, you should be trying to build an empire. You should be in the making of an empire, and she should be looking to fit herself into your empire. Not you stop working on your empire and then you start trying to spoil her. That ain't how it's supposed to be, guys. That ain't what you're supposed to be doing. And a lot of y'all will do this. A lot of y'all will stop what you're doing. A woman talk about she want to be spoiled. You will stop that, and then you try to go to spoiling her. The empire started to erode, started to collapse, and then when the empire hit the ground, everything is up in smoke. The woman leaves and go join up with another man that's trying to build his empire. Only thing is, he ain't finna stop for her. He ain't finna stop. And that's the man she ends up being with. That's the man she ends up being highly attracted to. And she'll fight with everything she got to keep him, even if he goes out and cheat on her all the time. That's normally what happens. Now, also looking into a person's eyes makes a big difference, guys. Looking into a person's eyes. That's why it's very important that you keep eye contact. You have eye contact. When a person gets excited, their pupils dilate, guys. They get excited. You can look at them. You can look at them. They start to grow. If you understand that with a woman, guys, if you understand that, then you will know when she's attracted to you. When persons start talking about something they're excited about, like I said, and when a woman gets attracted to you, those pupils are going to do something. And if you're able to look at her in her eyes, you'll be able to tell. Now, I ain't saying sit up here and stare at the woman. It's got to be organic. It's got to be organic and natural. Natural conversation, but you making eye contact. Because if you just sit up there having a staring contest, guys, you're gonna come out off as being a creep, and the woman gonna lose attraction for you, and then she gonna go somewhere and talk about you, and then don't even want to talk to you and block you on everything. So you don't want to do that. It's got to be subtle, guys. It's got to be subtle. If you're around people, just pay attention. Just pay attention to them. Just pay attention. The eyes will tell you everything. Not only will the pupils tell you, just notice if they looking around. When you try to make eye contact with them, just notice if they looking off, they looking around. That tells you they have a weak personality. If a woman don't want to look at you in the face, she looking off, she looking around all the time, that tells you she have a weak personality. That matters, guys. That matters in a way of and having a strong personality is not always bad. I should say that. It's not always bad. She just can't be masculine with that personality. She can have a strong personality in her femininity. In her femininity, she can have a strong personality in that way. But you don't want to be around a woman that just ain't got no confidence, guys. Just ain't got no confidence. They done beat her. Man, I'm going to tell you right now, that energy will bring you down. It will bring you down to the ground, to nothing. So you don't want to be around them kind of women. Not at all. But it does tell you if they have a weak personality. It does tell them that. And it tells them about your personality. If you just sit there looking around, scared to make eye contact with them. And guys, she's going to start to, subconsciously, she's going to start to see that as a weakness. That's a weak trait that you have. She's going to note that down. Points are going to be taken off the books because of that. Points will be taken off the books because of that. Most people have, the two personality that most people have are introverts and extroverts. Extroverts are people that take actions with the people around them. They get their energy from the world. They like people. They're talkative, friendly. They're sociable, and they also attention seekers. They also are attention seekers, and they have trouble spending time by themselves. They have trouble being alone. A lot of extroverts, I keep saying the word wrong. Extroverts, these are the type of guys that get married over and over and over. They get married over and over and over. They always jump from relationship to relationship, and that's because they can't see themselves without somebody. They always got to be with somebody. They can't be alone. Now, introvert, they like to solve problems from the inside. They need to have time alone. And some women will get with an introvert and they don't understand his personality. They don't understand that sometimes he just want to be alone. They have small social circles. They think before they talk. Unlike an extrovert, they talk before they think. But most people personalities are somewhere in the middle. It's somewhere in the middle. So, knowing if a woman is an introvert or extrovert is a very big deal, guys. It's a very big deal. Another thing you got to understand is, I tell you what, just look at what somebody owns. It'll tell you a lot about them. Most people, what they own will tell you almost everything about their personality. What type of house they live in, what type of car they drive, down to their underwear. Some people just, everything they get is black. Everything they get is black. They got a black TV, black cell phone, black sofa, black sheets. Everything is black, and it tells you black is a projection of power, and a lot of that comes from their childhood. They might have some darkness in their past. Watch a woman when she wears too many dark colors. She might have some darkness in her past. She just might. So that's another thing, guys. It has a lot to do with reading a person. Look at what they own. Look at some of the things around their house. If you get with some of these women that, going back to the birth order, if you get with some of these women that's the oldest in the family, these are the type of women a lot of time are attention seekers. So that's why it's important that you understand, if they ask a woman, is she the youngest, the oldest, the middle? And then you start from there. Start listening at how she talk, what she want, what's her goals, all that. Because a lot of these oldest children are attention seekers. They were born first. They had all attention till their younger sister or brother came into the picture. And then they started to feel neglected. They started to feel like they feel that lack of attention from their parents. That's why they'll go out and seek men with money. Those are your biggest women that seek out successful men with money. So they can drive high-end cars, live in the biggest house, go out of their way to show what they got, show their family members that, hey, look at me, this what I have, this what I do, this the man I got, this the money I make. They'll go out of their way to show that. And then don't let them be the grew up poor. Oh man. Then they sure enough gonna show So, hey, this is what I got. And then, guys, they'll hide that. Those are the women that will make you work your ass off to try to give them everything because they don't want to go back to being poor. As soon as you don't have no money no more, they'll go looking for somebody else because they don't want to go back to being poor. And ain't nothing you could do. They would choose a less handsome guy that don't have no money. Excuse me, a less handsome guy with money before they choose a super handsome guy without no money. They don't care how you can't just look butt ugly, but they'll take a less handsome guy that has money, has a good career, is successful, before they'll take a guy that's very handsome that ain't got that's barely making it. And once those values are set in a woman, I'm gonna tell you guys, you're not gonna get those values out of it. Life has got to be tragic before you get the values out of them. If a woman really, really put looks at number one up at the top, guys, she don't care how much money you got. You're going to have to look good. She already figured out, I'll make the money. She'll make the money. You just going to have to look good so she can bring it around her friend and show out what type of guy she got. If you got a woman that put finances up at the top, I don't care how handsome you is. If you ain't got no money, she ain't finna be dealing with you. She not finna be dealing with you. So, guys, when you meet these different kind of personalities, different kind of women like that, guys, hopefully this will help you read some of the signals, help you read some of the personalities. So they help you know what you're getting yourself into. Help you understand, so you don't put yourself in these positions, these situations. And you'll know if whatever woman you meeting, whatever woman you dating, whatever woman that you're in a relationship or thinking about getting a relationship with, you'll be able to see if she offers some type of value. If she offers something that you can use that will be best for you. Anyway, guys, shout out to the free crowd, man. And until next time, peace.